Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Today is July 23rd, 2019. And we want to wish the Tower of Terror happy birthday. As of yesterday, 25 years at Hollywood Studios. It's still going strong. This is episode 6. I'm your host, Tom Waterhouse. And thank you for joining us on Disney and Travel Chat. Got a lot of exciting things to talk about today. Obviously, the Tower of Terror. Some things, news in the travel world, and a couple of quick, affordable destinations that you could still sneak in before back-to-school bell rings. Coming up, we'll be back. So, welcome. Yes, as you heard at the beginning of the podcast, yesterday marked 25 years for the Hollywood Tower of Terror at Hollywood Studios. And it's still going strong and one of the most popular attractions at Disney World. Still one of my favorites. It's, as you know, it's up there. We did the top 5 a few weeks ago, and you know how excited I still am about the Hollywood Tower of Terror. Love the whole backstory. Love how they incorporated, the Twilight Zone into it, and the special effects. Simple, but just, still gets the point across. And just, I love to hear the roar and the cries and the scream of all the kids and ladies that aren't expecting what's about to happen when they ride it for the very first time. I love it. But it's definitely not for everyone. If you don't like those drops and sudden going ups, if you get nervous on an elevator or stomach gets squeezy going up and down on an elevator, then the Tower of Terror is definitely not for you. But I love it. It's happy 25th birthday, Tower of Terror. And here's to 25 more. Also, we're approaching closer and closer to the opening of Galaxy's Edge on August 29th. I'm trying to make plans to be there for it, but my day job, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. I'm hoping, but it's not looking real good at the moment. But if you're going, I'd like to reach out to me and send me an email or comment below for your YouTubers if you're going. And I'm anxious to get some feedback from you. Like I said, I'm going to try, but no guarantees at this point. Also, I've heard Riviera for the DTC members is definitely still on track to open in December. I know there's been a lot of excitement for couples, the little upper tower rooms that Sleeps 2. What a view. I was looking at some artist projection pictures that were rendered for those, and those little suites, I'll tell you, the views look spectacular from up there. Nice little cozy room for somebody that just wants a nice little romantic getaway. It's definitely the place to go. Speaking of DVC, if you haven't become a member but you're thinking about it, definitely go over to my friends that I follow online go over to disboards.com. Everything on there you need to know about the DVC and how the program works. Any questions you may have, those people can answer for you. Just wonderful, wonderful information. I use it myself. Just like I said, just a lot of good information to answer all your questions that you may have when it comes to DVC. Disboards.com. On the other end of the spectrum of travel, we only have, for some, about a month left when a lot of the students return back to college or starting college for their first semester now that they graduate high school. And the schedules change for all the elementary through high school students. Every place and part of the country, I know, varies when they start. Sometimes it's before Labor Day, sometimes it's after. So wherever you're at, starting in, California, I mean, if you're close there, you can go and still have time to enjoy yourself before school starts at Disneyland and take advantage of Galaxy's Edge over there in California Adventure or Universal Studios Hollywood. San Diego Zoo, another great location to go check out, spend a couple of days at. If you're traveling without kids, you got Vegas. A lot of good deals going on for Vegas. Nice little getaway. Even if you're not a gambler, you can go and enjoy yourself with just the shows and the residencies of the musicians that they have playing. If mine would be a good one, really, is what I would look forward to, is the residencies. You can always take in baseball game. If you're a baseball sports fan in Colorado, go see the Rockies. Even if you're not a Rockies fan, it's something I would recommend doing just for the views and the atmosphere. You can go down to Chicago. Nice little getaway. The Windy City. A lot to see there. Just the food culture alone. The diversity of the food is amazing. What's available for the food critic, food snob. And then you can go to Missouri, to the Mall of America. You got various Six Flags locations across the U.S. One of the ones I highly recommend, and I've stated before, is Six Flags over Atlanta, down there in Atlanta, Georgia. You could spend a whole weekend or even a week there. There's plenty to do with the history, as well as, if you're a sports fan, you got the Atlanta Braves. You have the art museums. You have the Civil War historical culture in the state of Georgia. Everything's not, relatively close for traveling distance. Take a ride over to see Augusta, International, PGA Tour course there. A lot of history there. If you're in Florida, okay, let's say you want to do something different. What about take a ride down to Tampa and go see Busch Gardens? You got Busch Gardens Tampa down there. You got Legoland. Take a ride over to Miami. Check out Little Havana. Talk about good food. An area with great food. Take a cruise over to Fort Lauderdale. A lot to see there. Nice beaches, nice communities. And believe it or not, it's rated one of the safest places to live and visit in Florida. Take a ride down through the Florida Keys. Just a nice little stroll down there. If you want to go outside the country and no passport needed, take a trip to Puerto Rico, especially San Juan. A lot of history there. A lot of food choices for the food snob and critics to try. They want to step outside their comfort zone. That's the place to do it. But definitely, if you want a little bit of the Caribbean, nice place to travel to, and affordable. It's actually very affordable. Don't recommend the Dominican Republic right now. Still a lot of issues going on down there. I recommend Mexico more in the fall, winter months. I would save that for more of like a Christmas vacation, spring break. Coming up back into Florida, you got St. Augustine if you like a lot of history, Cape Canaveral. Go check out the Kennedy Space Center, because especially with the marking of 50 years of landing on the moon. Man, it's hard to believe that long has passed already since they landed on the moon. That's amazing how far we've come with the space program. Now we got SpaceX involved. Wow. And then another good place to go check out, Washington, D.C. 90% of the stuff there that is federally owned is free to go see, to get in. The Smithsonian's, all the museums. If you can get tickets to tour the White House, you got that option. Lot to see there, lot to do. The zoo down there I know is free. Highly recommended. And another thing I would do would be stay like in Virginia and take the metro into DC to get around. Less congestion to worry about, and the hotels, if you stay outside DC, are less expensive as well. Or take a cruise up to Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. Go check out the history there. Lot to do. If you got young kids, check out Sesame Street Place while you're there. That's another one you can do if you're got some youngins. And then outside of there, there's a lot to do with different aquariums, smaller amusement parks. New York City, another little destination would be great to go to if you want to try different foods. Go check in the show at Broadway. Another great amusement park that a lot of people let it slip through their minds is Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Virginia. Nice park. 2018, it was voted the most beautiful park in America. Lot to do. They've added a lot of things over the years. Great place for families. Got their water park, water country. Very affordable too. And they also offer package with Good Neighbor hotels in the area with free shuttle, free continental breakfast. They got some good specials going on right now. And they also run what they call Count's Spooktacular, where they do the trick-or-treating at the park. The Count from Sesame Street is the MC host. But they also have a couple of nights where they do the more extreme event like Universal Orlando does in Hollywood. It's the more extreme Fright Night event for the adults and older teens. Also, they do Christmas Town from November until December on select nights, usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Typically is their schedule, with select rides are open. A couple of roller coasters, surprisingly. but they have over 10 million lights on display throughout the park. So that might be, if you love Christmas and you want something to do and it's real affordable, check out Christmas Town at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Then working your way up, I mean, there's great places to go visit up through Massachusetts, Vermont, Maine, New York, and into Canada. For some of us, like myself, I'm not far from the border. I'm actually only hour and a half to 2 hours from Niagara Falls, depending on which side I'm going on, American side or Canadian side. But don't forget, you're going to need your passports to go across. So, unless you're going to stay on the American side. But if you can go on the other side, Canadian side offers a lot to do. They have wax museums. They have different giant arcades, a lot of good restaurants, bars. But one of my favorite places to stop at before I go over is Hard Rock Cafe in Niagara Falls, USA side. It's right by the parking lot that overlooks where the border bridge is. A lot of cool stuff in there. A lot of cool memorabilia in there. One of my favorite is Ricky Rocket from Poison's. His drum kit is hanging up above the bar when you walk in. Just awesome. But yeah, a lot to do in Canada, all the way from the Atlantic side all the way over to the Pacific coast. One of the things that I highly recommend up there is take a scenic train ride across from one side to the other. Or if you're fishing, if you love to fish, another great place to vacation. Lake Simcoe. Up there, if you love perch, man, hit Lake Simcoe. But there's so many lakes up there. Put in Bay area over in Ohio. Great place to go fishing for walleye. Take a ride over if you just want to go up and cruise with the boat. Go to the islands up there off of Sandusky. There is so much to do. Take a ride up to the Motor City. A lot to see there. A lot to do for families and couples. So those are some of my, not real expensive, still have time for short window bookings before the kids go back to school, or parents, if you're a teacher or work in the administration, like where you get the summers off, still have time before you get back to the school. Also, Disney, as a reminder, have select dates where they're offering with select resort stays and bookings free dining. The value resorts, obviously, it's the quick service snack, where if you're staying in the moderates and deluxe is your snacks, quick service, and one table service. You can't beat it. So huge savings. Family of four, you're talking $2,500 to $3,000, depending on the plan that you get. And just remember, if you stay at a value resort that is included in the free dining, you can pay the difference to upgrade to the 2 snacks, 1 quick service, 1 table service. So that's also going on. Williamsburg, Virginia, as we were talking, Busch Gardens, they're offering a special right now where your admission, hotel, and 3 meals are being included. So you might want to check that out. And it is a big park. It's more of a rendition of, if you've never been there, Epcot, but with more rides. They have an area that's France, Germany, the United Kingdom. Check them out online. But definitely Google Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and check it out. I highly recommend you do that. That's probably one of my go-to places on the East Coast. Where on the West Coast, it would be the San Diego Zoo, definitely, and Disneyland, because especially during the week, the lines are low. So, with that being said, if you have anything that you would like to reach out about, shoot me an email at tj.disneyblog@gmail.com. And also check out our Facebook page, Disney and Travel Chat. I look forward to hearing from you guys on the YouTube. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share this podcast. We'll talk to you next week. And again, happy birthday, Tower of Terror. See you next week.